السلام عليكم. اللهم إنا نستعينك ونستغفرك ونستهديك ونؤمن بك ونتوب إليك ونتوكل عليك ونثني عليك الخير كله ونشكر ولا نكفر ونخلع ونذكر من يهدك. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
All right, so we're reading Seedbed of the Light, the third treatise, page number 61 for 61 on the book, 14 for us, and we're gonna start from where the last paragraph starts, where it says samples of resurrection. Samples of resurrection displayed in the world. This world's owner continually displays many samples of the place of supreme gathering in this narrow, transient earth. Reflect upon earth's quickening in every resurrection of spring, during which countless instances of resurrection occur with perfect order within a short period, say about 6 days. See how innumerable plants and animals, while lying dead or almost dead, and either on or under the soil and mixed with each other, are revived with perfect distinction. How can anything tire the one who does this? Why should he be unable to create the heavens and the earth in 6 days? Why should the resurrection of the dead not take place in the twinkling of an eye?
After passing this stage of acknowledgement of God, which we were supposed to have done this, to understand that the one who is really organizing this creation is able to do that, to resurrect his ability. Okay, he is able to do, but does it answer my question, which is, yes, he can do it. How can I make sure that he will do it? This is the main question. For example, he gives the spring as an example of resurrection. Yes, we see that. Everything's are created and they are given death, and then they are brought into existence again. That's what we are experiencing here, right?
Yeah.
So that's okay. Maybe for some people, Quranic expressions, the Creator does not get tired of doing the same thing. Yeah, we can look at the word and we see no sign of tiredness. Yeah, possible. Not possible. Yes, what we see. We cannot deny it. No one can deny it. After accepting that the universe has been created. No problem, not difficult. And also, the resurrection of dead may not take, I would say at this stage, longer than a twinkling of an eye. Again, it is possible to understand that if it is going to happen, and if it is going to happen, question one. Question two, what this news, if I establish that it must happen, and it will happen, how can I relate this resurrection, the news of resurrection, to my practical real life? This is the second question. So how do we know that the resurrection, if it is going to take place, it cannot cannot last more than a twinkling of an eye, even shorter. It means almost doesn't take any time. And it is also not difficult to understand. Resurrection doesn't take longer than a twinkling of an eye. Is it difficult to understand?
Your question is it difficult to understand that resurrection will be taking place?
No, not will be taking. If it is going to take place, it doesn't take any time. Do you understand this? There's a verse, the verse I found that وَلِلَّهِ غَيْبُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وما أمر الساعة إلا كلمح البصر أو هو أقرب إن الله على كل شيء قدير. That's the news we hear from the Quran. Everything, known or unknown, it means whether you know it or you don't know it, doesn't matter really. You have to know a little bit things that we know is enough as a sign. Belongs to the Creator, Allah, God. And the matter of resurrection is nothing but a twinkling of an eye, even shorter. Even shorter, what does it mean? Really, timeless. Yeah?
Is it related to the constant creation, basically like resurrection and never stopping creation is actually like a continuous moment?
Yeah, if the resurrection is going to take place, if we can make sure that it is going to place, there's no difficulty in understanding that the one who is, as you said, creating this world without time, and can do it. It's easy to understand. That's why people take the easier way, usually, that we may do the same thing. God is, as the Quran says, God is powerful over everything. Inna Allah ala kulli shay'in qadir. Yeah. So they always say, okay, he can do it, but is he going to do it? Look at now, the diversion starts from here. We ask this question, is he going to do it? Yes, it is a diversion. The Quran says. Do you understand? It is not an answer. Quran gives the news that he can do it. It doesn't take time for God. But we have to understand that if he's going to do it, and what am I going to do with it? After I die, I will be resurrected. Okay. How can I make it real in my practical life that I will be resurrected and my life will be accordingly right now? People usually incline to refer to the sacred sources as an evidence, not as a guide, as an evidence. So we have to find a way of confirming it, and also, as far as the resurrection is concerned, even belief in angels are concerned, also treated generally in this way. Whatever you do, angels are seeing it, so watch out. Right? There's a camera. Everywhere. You cannot hide. Or resurrection also, you better watch out. Whatever you do in this world, you will be resurrected, so automatically you will be taken into account. Okay? But this is action-wise, not consciousness-wise. We will discuss all this. Do you understand? Maybe it is difficult at this stage to understand what do I mean by consciousness. Consciousness-wise, I am here in this world. Everything is transient. But I will wait until I die, and then I will be taken to the court. But since I'm going to be taken to the court, I better watch out for my actions in the court in the future. I will be asked. It's not real. Do you notice that? For example, how can I say this? Okay, we'll use a simple traditional example. I will pray. If I don't, it is recorded. After I die, I will be taken into account in the court because I missed the prayer. But after I die, this is not being conscious of the nature of this world as the preparation place for the eternal life. Not after I die, right now. Whether I miss the prayer or I perform the prayer, still my consciousness will be right now. Must be right now. So I don't wait until I die and I will be taken into account. Everything must be understood as far as the belief system or the belief is concerned, practically active and directing my life right now. Not after. If it is after, it is not real. It is a kind of narration, maybe legend. Do you get it? No. Okay, we will go over it. So, I think it is not difficult to understand the content of this paragraph we read today if we establish that universe has a creator. which we must have done so far. Yeah, no problem to me. And not to me, it doesn't mean that I am a believer or I don't know, a Muslim or something. As a human being, if you accept the Creator who is creating the universe any time with no interruption, here I am seeing it. It is here, obvious, no question. But this is not the problem, or this is not the way we can deal with the resurrection, saying that God, I accept God who creates the universe, okay, no problem for me that God can do it. Well, I really believe that, I'm sure that God can do it. Do you understand this? This is not a problem. It is very easy. If someone says, no, it is not that easy, then we can talk. Otherwise, we can pass.
You mean understanding that resurrection must take place? It's easy for the human mind to understand that? Is that what you're referring to?
No, resurrection can take place.
Can take place. It's easy to understand.
After
Establishing belief in there must be a creator of the universe.
Yeah, creator must have the universe must have a creator.
Okay.
After establishing that this universe must have a creator, if we establish this, then resurrection may take place, can take place, and it will be no difficult for the creator of this universe to resurrect everything again and again. No problem. It's not difficult to understand for any human being.
Can we discuss a little bit on the language? So when I conclude that the universe must have a creator, so that's my conclusion. I'm saying must have because it's.
That is the established part.
So from there, I conclude that resurrection must happen or definitely will happen because based on an early on conclusion, I then.
No. Not based on an early conclusion. No.
Okay.
It's not clear. Still, it's not clear. Based on my reasoning, understanding of this world, nothing to do with the creator, that the universe must have a creator. That is past. And afterwards, I should analyze the creation in such a way that I will have my own evidence now that it will definitely take place, must take place, not possible that it may take place.
Okay.
For the creator is easy, yeah? Everybody falls in this empty place. Empty means baseless. Now, if you believe God, I'm not a God. If you believe this universe must have a creator, that is believe in the creator, although this is not tawheed. That is just absoluteness of the creators needs further investigation. But at this stage, we are not going into this field. So let's pass this. Okay, this universe definitely must have a creator. Okay. And if he wants, he can resurrect. Is not belief in resurrection. Belief in resurrection is an independent item in the principles of belief.
Okay.
You have to have your independent evidence for it. But evidence of, yes, he can do it, if he wants, yeah, but it's not a part of my life, or part of my reality that really first it is going to take place, sure, and my worldview must be shaped accordingly. Now, I can shape my worldview as this world has a creator. That is one side. That is different from my worldview should have another area where, yes, this world must have a creator, and also the resurrection must take place. Accordingly, I should observe and arrange my life and understanding in this world. Now we are at this stage. We haven't brought any evidence yet.
And that's interesting. You mentioned that these are independent entities.
Yes.
So it's not that
The related
one leads
but
to
independent entity.
okay, but one leads to another. Like after you conclude that that the universe must have a creator, and then you keep on reasoning, or not reasoning, but going on in your investigation.
The reality of creation.
So that leads to another
Entity.
right. But okay, getting like from that reasoning, you get to another
Yeah.
reasoning.
Another
level.
Conclusion you are going to say,
Yeah.
I think, yeah. That it is independent.
Mhm.
Now, although all belief matters are at the bottom interrelated,
Mhm.
but each of them has,
Separate pillar.
yeah, like the, I don't know, in the lab, they have a kind of lab tubes, like this one. Now, this is a tube,
Oh, yes.
and this is another tube. Oh, I made a mistake here. Sorry. This is another tube. All right? That's another tube. 1, 2, 3, 4, but well, classically they categorize as 6. Doesn't matter. Now, this is an independent unit here. Belief in God. Independently established through independent evidence. Now, this one in angels.
I
Right?
see. Yes.
This one, I'm just saying, make it easy. Resurrection. Now, what is the importance of this? As you see, they have their independent area, needs to be established independently, but at the bottom, they are connected. If you don't establish this, you cannot establish this. By definition, although it is difficult from angels, it must have other belief in the books, belief in the prophets comes here, and resurrection in the sequence of the teachings of the Quran. So most of the people, what do they do? I mean, that is the general common people's attitude. like this. One, belief in God. And there is no separate. Since the universe must have a creator, he says he has angels, must have angels. He says he's going to resurrect, can do it. But no independent area that needs to be established separately. But at the bottom there, what do they do here? From here to here, put under one umbrella, belief in God. Now, we are not here to judge people, is it really belief or not? But what we understand, that the Quran's way of teaching is, as far as the belief system is concerned, simplistic. It means when it presents the case to the people, they can easily understand it. No difficulty. But if you want to verify what the news you get from the Quran is correct, you have to go into details. For example, the verse which says here, وَلِلَّهِ غَيْبُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Now, everything, the secrets of this samawat, heavens and earth, belongs to Allah. Everything belongs to Allah. What the Quran says, if you say, it must be so. You can take this attitude. But if you are careful that the Quran must be accepted or taken as a guide. Now, since Quran says all the secrets of the heavens and earth belongs to God, it means it is an invitation to me. This is true, go and investigate it. That's what people don't do. They imitate the text, but they don't investigate it. Do you understand the difference? Imitating the text is easy. Text says so, and there must be a God. This is not really difficult to understand, right? So we are not here to judge people's belief at all. I am pointing out the difference between this and this. It's great. The reason why the general public don't go into this figure or chart, demonstrate, because they are lazy. They don't want to go into details. They think they have solved the problem. When they are convinced that if someone is not ready to investigate, comes to this class, he may think that we don't believe really. We are struggling to believe. These people are suspicious, doubtful. They are trying to find reason to convince themselves. This class is not for me because I'm already convinced. But he is already, this person who takes this attitude, I understand, already convinced in what? In this. Not in this. He doesn't realize that there is such thing. Do you understand the difference? Why? Because he takes the text simplistic. He takes the text to imitate, basing his imitation, I really believe in God. I'm very convinced about it. These people, no, they are not very convinced about it. They are still struggling to reach my stage, having a confidence in one's belief in God. Right? So let them struggle for it. I am done. Bye-bye. That's why they come to the class, sit there, 15 minutes later, go. So it's not fun. Let them struggle. Do you understand? We are not talking about people's intention, anything. Attitude and the methodological difference. When we say yes, after accepting that there is a creator, there must be a creator, and this creator is really beyond imagination, has power, endless power, endless knowledge. Seeing that it is happening here, if he wants, he can do everything. Resurrection, definitely. If he wants, he can do it. Angels, definitely. He says he created angels, yes. Yeah, the prophets, why not? He can appoint somebody to be the messenger. Why not? You follow me? But everything goes to one point. The universe, I am convinced that the universe must have a creator. That's it. I say, this is belief in God, but not understanding what God is, not understanding Tawheed, not realizing the hidden polytheism in our daily life. It has many, many faults, countless faults. It seems to be so sound, but it is not sound at all. We always say, and remind each other, belief in the existence of God is really so easy that even there's no need for a prophet. And there is no need for God to send a prophet and appoint somebody to teach me. It is nothing. Really. Even those people who have not received the Quran or who is not exposed to the news of the Quran or Torah, they still say, of course. I've seen them. You must have experienced. Definitely there is something higher being. But this belief in God is not more than a higher being. That's it. In the practical life, it means nothing. Do you understand? In the practical life, lives according to his nature. It means, according to his nature means, his nature says, for example, don't tell lie, don't steal. He says, okay, I shouldn't tell lie, I shouldn't steal. Because up there's a higher being. Right? And this higher being tells me that he's going to resurrect me and take me into account. Quran speaks in a figurative way. So everybody will gather in a huge place. The sun will be down and everybody will be up. This is it is the figurative way of telling the things. We have to understand what does it mean. how can I make it real in my life right now? That is a completely different matter. Then we need the detailed explanation from the Creator. How can I go into these detailed sections? Otherwise, we will always remain here. Most of the people are here. So, aren't they believers? Yes, they are. They believe in God. They don't deny. Yeah. But they never investigated further. None of my business. I know that further investigation is needed. I will do it by myself. I will do it. I must do it. I must take this detailed information or detailed information from the Quran, make it real for myself by obtaining evidence. That is what we have to do it here. We are not saying that if you don't go through this stage, you are denying God. No. Even we say this, no one would even we said this, no one would believe in us. We say, this man thinks I don't believe in God, but I am absolutely sure of God and I believe in God. But you don't have to go through the training of the Quran. That's why they don't. They don't study the Quran. Those people, but they learn how to read the Quran. They memorize the Quran. They learn tajweed, but they never study the Quran. Have you noticed the difference? Why? They don't feel the need. They are done. Now they are just polishing up their belief by reciting the Quran with a melodical way, beautiful voice, music. So it is just extra polishing up. Belief is there. Yes, no one can say that they don't believe. But this belief, if you are careful about it, does not require prophetic message. Guidance of the Quran or speech of the Creator. Go and speak to people. Ask them, are you following a religion? Oh, no, I don't need it. So, how can you manage your life? Oh, my heart is full of faith. I believe in God. No doubt. Why don't you follow a religion? Then they are making up things, institutions, I don't know. I am happy with my own belief. You see this kind of people, but the counterpart of this kind of people, if counterpart, any person in this counterpart is grown up in a Muslim society, they follow the outward rules of Islam. If they are grown up in a Christian society, sincerely they follow the outward form of Christianity, and so on and so forth. But in fact, if you look at them, there is no difference between the one says, I don't follow any religion, but I believe in God, I'm sure, he's not hypocrite. And I'll be honest to myself. Right? And this person, I am sure of believing God. I am sure of believing God. Definitely, I follow religion, but not in belief. Education. But one of them says, I follow my human, they say, I follow my heart. The other one says, I follow my religion. Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, Judaism. Look, they are the same. Categorically, they have the same attitude. That's why we have to realize the difference. In order to understand that, look, I don't want to just get away with my life saying or claiming that there must be a creator and look at the universe, you can do everything. That's why when you do something, how do you believe that resurrection is going to take place? It says, usually these people say, he can do it. He says in the Quran, then he will do it, then why not? He will do it. Do you understand? Look, referring to the future. In their practical life right now, it has no effect. But they think it has an effect. Those people who are agnostic or believe in God that doesn't follow any religion, I am following my heart. Yeah? I know what is right and what's wrong. And the religious people, grown in the religious atmosphere, what they say, they don't say, I am following my heart. I am following my religion. And the religion tells me what is right and what is wrong, and accordingly I live. That's it. Actually, they go in the same category.
Yeah.
Do you see the difference? That's why we have to listen to the Quran just in the reverse direction. Reverse direction means this. This is all the verses are like this, but the verses وَلِلَّهِ غَيْبُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. The secrets of the universe belongs to God. It means this machine works, yeah, perfectly. The secret how it works belongs to the engineer, right? Now, engineer says, you use it, I know how it works. Now, our duty is, since he says so, must be so. No. Do the secrets of this machine directly come from the will of the engineer? How can I make sure? That is this sensitive point in the teachings of the Quran, that you say that you believe in God, but you don't. Yeah? For example, ومن الناس من يقول آمنا بالله وباليوم الآخر. There are some people, they say that they believe in God and the day of resurrection. وما هم بمؤمنين. How come? How come? So the getaway is very easy. Oh, those people are munafiqun. I don't know. I'm reading this sentence here, speaking to me, and say today, Ali, watch out. You may say that I believe in God and the resurrection, but you may not believe. But I say, I really believe, but this is just being on the side of not denying the Creator, and that's it. No further than this. Such as, what does it mean, not denying the Creator? This universe cannot exist by itself. It must have a Creator, conscious Creator. There is creator. But I said, no, I am not. Because I really believe that this universe is a creator. So this verse should not have anything to do with me. There are some people, they claim, believe in God and the hereafter, but they don't. But they don't believe. It's so clear. The language is so clear. Why do people interpret these verses as what? The Quran must be talking other type of people. But the Quran says women and nas. I am one of the, it means women and nas means from among the people. I am one of them. He's speaking to me. So the scholars, not the scholars, I whether you call them scholars or not, I don't know what to say them. Those people who study the Quran, they say, no, even themselves. No, I really believe. The Quran says, but be careful, you may not believe. I said, no, definitely I do. So they turn to the Quran and say that, look, you must be speaking about some other people, not me. And what they do, they find a category. There are some people who say that they believe in God, but they don't. But this category was not kafir, but
Denial.
no, munafiq, hypocrite. But the Quran says, I'm not going to talk to you about munafiq. That's an attitude. It may happen to me too, anytime. It means watch out. Your claim to believe in God may not have any base. But we should understand, I will repeat myself here. In order to have this kind of belief, you don't have to receive any message, revelation from God. You don't have to listen to any prophet. There are millions, if not billions of people who already say, I believe in God, I'm sure, and I don't believe any messenger. There are billions of people in the world. Why do you think the messengers are there? That's why they said there's no need. There's no need for a messenger. There's no need, therefore, there's no need for a religion. I think if someone says, what are you doing here? How do they say this expression in English? Hair splitting, is it right? Mm-hmm. Hair splitting? Mm-hmm. Going into very difficult. Come on, don't make religion difficult. It's very easy. Well, it's not religion. It is very human to believe in God. You don't have to follow any religion in order to believe in God. Okay. This is we said before we started this methodology difficult. When it comes to methodology in your belief system, you need to work. But if you want to get along with your general feeling, you don't have to have a religion, anything. You can just understand that there must be a creator, and that's it. Follow your heart. It means your instinct. That's it. The other one says, no, I can't trust my instinct. It is a lie, by the way. And I trust religion, the prophetic message. What is permitted, what is prohibited, he will tell me, not I'm going to follow it. And there are many arguments saying that if there was no prophet, we wouldn't know whether we should eat bacon or not. Only the prophet made it. But the religion is not this, eating bacon or not. And belief has nothing to do with eating bacon or not. It is an outcome of it. It's the result of your conclusion. But you have to go through stages, then you understand that really prophets are needed in order to establish your worldview or your real life, and then put it into practice and don't eat bacon. But this is the last stage. Not eating bacon or eating halal food is the last stage, if it is the stage in the process of belief at all. But this is the result. The result of it. It's nothing. It doesn't mean that we can eat bacon. No. But we shouldn't base our religion on eating bacon or not and reducing the prophetic teaching, the message of the prophet, to teach me whether what should I eat, what should I not eat. Is it nutrition or what? What is the function of messengership? What is expected from a messenger? To teach me I should eat slaughtered or halal food? I shouldn't eat bacon? That is what the messenger is sent for? Come on, I don't need it. Because I have no problem. I am a vegetarian. I am vegetarian. So, finish, I have no problem with that. These are the last minimum stages in belief skills. It needs a very deep training, and we have to be serious about it. So we should be careful for ourselves, right? We should be careful for ourselves. Not to judge other people, what they do, what they don't do, but I should know the difference and I shouldn't follow the mistaken place. Okay.
Should we continue? Does everyone have the next page?
No,
I don't think it's here.
this is one only.
We need to do page number 62. I don't think
This
it's
is 63. This is 62. Puzzle. Yeah. It is not difficult. It is a pleasurable. It is like learning music. First, we may say, to become a professional musician, how many years do you have to train?
a lot.
And how many hours a day to learn just to play the flute? How many hours a day you have to make exercise? Do the people mind doing this? No. Because the more they learn, they exercise, the more they notice the detail, the difference, the more they get the taste. It is not difficult. But for me, I have nothing to do with music. If someone says, Ali, you have to exercise 10 hours a day for 2-3 years, how to blow I think, flute. Is it right?
Play.
Sorry?
Play.
Play flute. And it will have no end. No musician can ever say that I had enough training, I should stop training anymore. Because as soon as they stop, ask the musicians, they know that they regress. They go back. And they are very happy. They are proud of being a musician. When it comes to belief matters, we think, I'm done, finish. Why should I bother training myself? Not 10 hours, come on, who will do it? At least 2-3 hours a week. What? I'm done. I know what you're talking about. You are struggling to reach my stage. I am already there. They think when you question. That's why people don't understand. They just say that they are making religion difficult. No. For example, is music a good thing? Yeah, I listen to it. But to be a musician, what do you have to do?
Train.
Lifelong training. Now, we say, yes, I believe in God. I mean, I like music, but am I a musician? Huh? No. I think the prophets are there to teach us how to become musicians. Not we like music. No. There's no need for a prophet to be employed to teach me to like music. Everybody from his own creation likes music. If they say this is haram, they transfer the music into Quranic music. It means reciting the Quran in the best way of musical way. The musical. They still like music. And they say it was haram music. So it is really easy way out. Simplistic. I don't think we should be doing that. Okay.
Whatever happens in the world is not an end in itself.
Now, this is the beginning of the subject. First, we said we have to establish that God can do it, no problem. Yeah, no problem. But how can I really make it my real life and sure that definitely the resurrection is taking place, not only is going to take place. Now, right now, the evidence are to be collected. So this is just the introducing the investigation stage. Whatever happens in the world is not an end in itself. Oh, is it really? Okay, make sure. Okay, let's go and see.
The one who writes countless books on a single page, the face of the earth, without any confusion or mistake, obviously can rewrite a book that he wrote before and destroyed. To understand the intended meaning, reflect on, look at the imprints of God's mercy, how he revives earth after its death. Surely he is the reviver of the dead in the same way, and he is powerful over everything.
Now, this is the famous verse in the Quran. إن ذلك لمن الآيات وهو على كل شيء قدير. So,
Be that.
sorry,
Be that.
no. I seem to be recovering, and when I am under AC again, comes up.
It resurrects.
You should know that you should really utilize your youth. Afterwards, it becomes difficult. Everything becomes, you become sensitive. No, this is just introduction again. I don't see is an evidence, but introduction to us where I should look for evidence. Now, I should look for evidence again that the resurrection will definitely take place and is taking place. This verse points out to our attention that you have to look at this world, what is going on in this world, and find the evidence here. Right? But not in the Quran. Quran will show you the direction where you should do, what you should do, where we should focus. Quran shows this, but investigation is on us. So, we can be understood that.
Yeah.
Look at the universe. He is the one who created this universe, creates this universe, is renewing it and giving death and then life, giving death and then life, yeah. And it is possible for him again, for the one who does this, he can give you life and then death and then life. Why not? There are hundreds of evidences here. Now, how can I make it real for myself now? Maybe.
Keep reading.
Yeah, we can read one more paragraph and get into the real evidence, make it real in our life that definitely resurrection is taking place for me. And the signs are obviously there. If not this week, next week. Okay? This is also another introductory paragraph, introducing the method. How are we going to investigate it?
All such acts required by his being, the all-merciful and all-powerful Lord of creation, show that these happenings, gatherings and separations, are not ends in themselves. There is no acceptable, reasonable relation between these important festivals and ceremonies and their particular impermanent consequences within such a short, limited time. Therefore, they are only copies to be preserved with their consequences, so that they can serve as the basis for what is to occur in the place of supreme gathering, and so that these fleeting things should yield perpetual forms, everlasting fruits, and eternal meanings. So this world is no more than an arable field to plant for harvesting on the day of resurrection, a store that will be emptied into paradise and hell.
Now we notice in this paragraph that the author is saying, if you want to understand that resurrection is really true, you have to reason now. what is going on. Look, he's not saying that God promised us to do this. He can do it, and since he promised, he will do it. That's what we hear. Generally. Now, he says, use your human qualities. Look at the world. What you will notice that the things are coming into existence and going, coming into existence, and it means actually the Creator is giving existence to them, giving life to them, and existence to them. Of course, the life afterwards. And then taking it away. Is it a joke? It doesn't seem to be a joke at all. Well, can you say that, look, you gave me existence, and you are taking it back again? Since you are going to taking my existence back, why did you give me existence then? Since you are going to take my life back, why did you give me life now? Since you are going to take it. Doesn't make sense. Especially when you say that this is the acts, all such acts required by his being. It means when you look at the acts, it doesn't seem to be that the one who performs these acts are not crazy. But what is happening in this world, it's a crazy action. Do you understand? Somebody comes to you and let's say, he feeds you and then slaughters you today, and tomorrow they say, don't worry, I'm going to slaughter you, but I will give you again life tomorrow. What do you say? What do you think of this man?
Playing around.
He's crazy. He's misogynistic, or what do they say? Can you learn misogynist?
Masochist?
Masochist.
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 So say it one person.
Masochist.
Sorry?
Masochist.
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 Yes.
Thank you very much.
Just the name.
Masochist.
Yes, Sacha Masoch was
Sir. Sorry?
it's the name of someone. Actually.
It comes from the name of a person.
A person. What? Masochist. Masochist.
Masochist.
Masochist. Isn't that true or not? In our real life, the spring is there, and then winter, everything is chilled. And we got another spring. What are you doing? Are you just taking pleasure that I can do everything and really satisfying your claim? It looks ridiculous. It means this man is not only masochist, I'm learning the word, how to use it, pronounce it, masochist. This man is crazy. Don't you think? You will say, look, since you gave me life today, and says, look, don't worry, I will give you life again tomorrow, but I will kill you tonight. What are you doing? Do you understand this? Now, the one who does this kind of acts must be crazy. Really, how do you say, power maniac or masochist?
Actually,
Crazy masochist.
I think the right word would be sadistic. Masochist would be to inflict it to himself.
Just to
So
satisfy
sadistic.
himself. Am I using the word in the right place?
Actually, no, actually,
Yeah.
the word would be sadistic.
Sadistic.
Because actually it's inflicted to someone. Masochist is inflicted to yourself. So
But I don't think I see, torturing himself,
Masochist. They
damaging himself.
Yeah.
Oh, sadist.
Yeah.
That is the better word now. Sadist. But do you see that in the existence of the universe, there is a sign of the maker of this universe to be a sadist? Apart from this, we always use this a very, very true and very important reality. We are living in this world which has everything contradictory, but at the same time perfectly arranged. What do you have to do? Since the creator of this universe must be sound, reasonable, rational, conscious, and looking at our life is really taking care of me, providing all enormous qualities, right? And apparently something goes contradictory. Apparently, something is happening contradictory. There must be a reason. For example, my best example is, the simplest example is, I'm hungry, I eat food, and I'm hungry again, and I eat food again. Can I say that, oh my creator, are you really sadist? Since you want me to be satisfied, create me in a satisfied way that I shouldn't need to eat. But the creator, through my own reasoning, power, quality, capacity, is telling me that I'm doing this in order to teach you something. Not because I could not create you with full satisfaction and you don't need any food. But we think about this process of contradiction: hunger, satisfaction, hunger, satisfaction. Contradiction until we die. Well, I'm doing this for a purpose. Think about it. And we understand that he is continuously taking care of me. If I was not hungry and if I was not satisfied, I would never know and realize that I have a caring Lord over. So look, everything is arranged in a way that teaches me something. So then, do you get this point? So this nature of the universe, everything is transient, but through the things being transient, the Creator is teaching me that He is permanent. If everything was not transient, I would never think or look for a Creator who is permanent. If the things were not transient, I would just take them as that they are like this, finish. So, for example, if you never get hungry and be fed, would you ever notice that you are needy and somebody is taking care of your need? It means you have a caring owner, creator. Would you? Think really, don't speak just rhetorically. No, if I was never hungry and if I was never given food and felt the satisfaction and be glad with it, pleased with it, I would never know that somebody is really taking care of me and I'm in need of the being taken care of. Got it? So these contradictions are always for a purpose. So why not to apply the same contradiction to the same purpose again, whether it will happen or not? This one. It will, whether it will really make sense to me or not. I am giving life today and killed in the evening. And the following morning, I am giving life again. The same thing. What is the point? Why don't we question that? What is the point that we are giving life and taken away? But you say, now we said 2 stages we are going to study. Eh? The resurrection definitely will take place, must take place, and the application of this resurrection in my practical life. Now, I am giving life today, and at the same moment, almost the same moment, this life is taken away and given another life. Aging. We call it aging. But it's a completely change of existence. Right? It's a completely change of existence. It means the creator of this universe is putting me in a position that I cannot sustain my life. And he is continuously changing. By continuously changing my life conditions, he is teaching me that I am sustained by somebody else, not by myself. Do you understand? I am sustained by somebody else, not by myself. For example, let's say the table says, here I am as I am made. That's it. But I am not like this. I am continuously changed. So that I should understand that I have an owner, and this owner is continuously reminding me that somebody is in operation with you always. It means he is with you always. If my life was static, I would never understand that I have a creator. Do you understand this? I have an owner who takes care of me. If my life was static, so it must be dynamic. Now, inshallah, next week, we will go into details of this understanding, which is very crucial to me in establishing the belief in the resurrection. In this dynamic nature of the universe, I must see that there is a lesson there that I have to learn. Not because my creator is sadist, but he's so merciful that he's teaching me something to realize what my reality is, helping me to realize what my reality is. Do you get it? Inshallah, next week. So, but this paragraph, when you read it, the resurrection, the store, the dead will be emptied into paradise and hell. I read this kind of language or presentation as establishing the methodology in a very general sense. Now we will go into details. Inshallah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa anta. Inshallah, see you next Wednesday. Unless I fuck a day as well.